This is the Yinga Empire. There's known today as IT Empire, the last one to fall. Okay? This is what you was looking at. Now let me show you the one of today. This is what you was looking at. Okay? I don't make this shit up. Okay? Let me show it to you so you understand. Let me show it to you so you understand. Okay, this is the matriarch. This is who was ruling the empire. This is the Ameringa. When you said America, you mean the mother. Inga. There you go right there. Ameringa. Ameringa. When you say America, Ika, Ameringa, America. There it is right here. That's her right there. With the golden crown. You saw this crown? Let me show you that crown that she wear. Okay? Let me show you the crown she wear. This is what they hide from you. This is the crown that she had on top of her head. There's the crown right there. Okay? This is the same bloodline. Same culture. Now, look at the symbol on with the golden, I don't know, it looked like a mirror. That's the symbol. Same, this is the same sigil. There it is right there. Let me keep showing you. Oh yeah, look at those feathers. Let me show you, because we can't stop. This is why they remove it. They got to remove your indigenous birthright. They all knew that. They all knew that. Let me show you some buildings with those sigils everywhere. Those banners, the military or the banners of the Imperium. The Imperium banners. Let me show it to you everywhere. You see this? This is Brooklyn. This is in Flatbush. Okay? Now, it's right between Flatbush and Atlantic. Okay, so anybody in Brooklyn, you know what I'm talking about. I think they turned this building for shelter. I think this is just, they turned it to a shelter in Brooklyn. Okay? Now, these are ancient castles. These are ancient Tartarian castles. So anybody in Brooklyn, you know, between Atlantic and Flatbush, this is the, you'll find these castles over there. And I think you find a lot of people there. I think they turn it to one of these shelters. Okay? Now, let me show you the banner in the, actually carved in that building. Let me show you what's carved in that building. Yeah, man, you know you're probably right. Between in Bedford and Atlanta, I think you're probably right. Okay? Let me show you what's in that building. This is why they got to hide everything about America. Because they don't want you to know the truth, bro. They don't want you to know who you were. No. Let me blow it for you. This is what they hide. This is in the building. What do you see? The cannon. You saw the two bayonet in the flag, and you saw the Birdman in the goddamn middle. You see that? That tells you exactly who was running the place and where these places. These are the same bullet cannon that you find all over the armories of those so-called IT empire. There it is right there to your face. I don't make this shit up. But they're going to tell you, oh, Zamor, no. We were never Moors. Fleur de lis, okay. Why do you think they call it fleur de lis? Fleur de lis. Fleur de lis, okay? mean the flower of the bed. I don't make this up. Let me show you even more. Let me show you even more, because that's what we do here. We bring facts. People are going to cry because they don't see me coming. I'm the kryptonite for all of these BSs out here. Okay. Let me show you another building. This one is in the Bronx. Remember, New York is Teteria. Okay? New York is Teteria. These artifacts is everywhere in New York. All of these buildings have the lion and the sigil of the empire. Those you saw look like cathedrals and all of that. They all have that in there. What do you see? This is the Bronx. I don't make this shit up. Everywhere you go, my brother, the Imperium is right there staring at you. Another castle. So, you think they're gonna keep lying? You think I listen, man, I don't make this up. I only try to remind you, they chose me by telling me, look over there. I don't just wake up and go find out. I'm just driving and I heard a voice said, yo, peep that. And bingo. It's just the time for it. Now, I just trying to understand. I'm just trying to ask myself this question. Do our scholars, everyone that in our community, did they not even notice this shit? Am I the only one notice this shit, or they just chose to not say a word? I don't get it. It's crazy. Now, me keep showing you, man. Let's see what we got. This is for the so-called Moors. Because, I mean, I'm sick of them talking that nonsense over and over again. I got to find this. It's good for the Moors. I got to find this picture. Give me a second. I'm going to have to fish for that. There you go. It was not that hard. It was not that hard. They keep talking about, oh, Morocco. Oh, we are the Moors in the Morocco. Look at when the flag was adopted. Anybody remember when? What 1915 stand for? Look at when they create. That's what I'm trying to tell you, though. I'm just trying to tell you, when you heard the term Moors, give me 1 second. My face all greased up. I'm just trying to explain to y'all. There's a reason why they love talk about Morocco. Oh, we was the Moor. Look at the day that Morocco was created. That flag. Now, do you know what happened in 1915? Just to show you how all of them work. There you go. Haiti invasion. When they invade Haiti, this flag was created. Do you need to know more? When the empire finally come to an end, though that flag was created. You get it? That means the end of the empire is the birth of these people. This is why they want to push this shit into your throat to tell you that you were a Moor, we were a Moor. Of course, you want that story for us, because when the empire come to an end, you don't want us to know the history about the empire, so you want us to adapt with a new culture that comes after the fall of the empire. So this is for all of you so-called Moroccans. Oh, you know, the Morocco, we come from Morocco. We were the no, we not. No, we are not. Okay? These crap was created the other day around. Now, look what they told you. While the French and Spanish rule. Now, go ask yourself, who was the French? They told you Morocco gained their independence in 1956. So you want us to associate with a bunch of young people? That's why I told you, show me a crown of freaking Morocco. Show me a crown of the so-called Moors. Since the Moors was ruling, show me a crown. Show me something of royalty of the past. Guess what? You couldn't find nothing. What a time to be alive, bro. It's all fake and lies and fabrication, man. Of course they made a deal. Let me show you even more. These were the people always conspire to destroy the empire. Okay? They were always working together. Let me show you something. For all the Moors, even more. You see this? The empire Chérifien. Chérifien. You know what the Chérifien mean? Those cherif. This is today. Cherif is what you call in French. This is the French word for shérif. That means the chief, the indigenous chief. They call it, we call it chief in the English version, but it's shérif. In Creole, we said chef. So the chief ones, the shérifien, those cherif one, they ruled over that area. It was never named Morocco. It was under us. You see how they told you? Oh, under the French. The French was the empire of Haiti. Let me show it to you again. The French was us. Let me show you. The regional area. What we have them. Okay? Now, who are the chiefs? The Chérifien. Let me explain this again. Those people you find within the Muslim community, within the so-called Arab, after the empire take over, all the territory of those so-called Moors belong to the new empire, the empire of Haiti. For that, we have people we assign as their people. Now remember, if I take over your land, it's still your customs of life. It's still your people. But the people, now you obey me, but the territory is your people and your territory at one point. But after the war, you answer to me. I don't come to live among you, but now you obey my order. After the empire win the war against the Ottoman, all of these territory, that's why it was a global civilization, because we win the war against them. So now they answer to us. So after they start to answer to us, guess what? We start putting people in region to lead them, not our people amongst them that actually want to submit. They're what we call today bend the knee. Those that are willing to bend the knee and take our order, we gave them name. We call them Chérifien. Today, they call them Sharif. When you find Muslim people call themselves Sharif or the Sheikh, Grand Sheikh, Sharif, it comes from our culture. That means they were the chief from their Muslim or from their culture as a chief integrated to their culture. That's why you find those Sharif now. And you're going to find those same people, they will have a turban and they're going to have feathers into the turban. Let me say it again. You're going to find them wear a turban, but they will have feathers in the turban. The feathers symbolize they bent the knee to the empire of the birdman, which is the empire of Haiti, which is the eagle, which is the bird crown, the crown of the bird. They put the feathers as a form of they submit to the crown. I don't make this shit up. I'm just dropping jewels and knowledge that you don't know of. Let me show you even more. Let me show you even more. This was another territory from the empire. Now they still wear it because, again, these territory was heavily induced. Now ask yourself this: when they said French, this is the what do you see here? This is a perfect example of them. This was the French sigil. Now ask yourself, I told you all these territory belong to us. What you call French, France today, and used to call Gaul, this was our shit. This was the symbol of France. Now ask yourself, why did we move it? Why did we move it? Now, if put it this way, if this was supposed to be, they were the one that create this, why not leave it though? No, they remove it. The question is simple. Why you remove it? It's simple. Because it don't belong to them. If they keep this in their flag, we all going to know, like, wait a minute now, that's Haitian shit. That's the Empire of Haiti. That's why they remove it. Okay, so every single time you heard about French, the French was us. We were the French. These people was never known as French. They were known as Gaul, Gaulois, the barbars. Okay? They were never known. They were never known for that. The Vandals, that's right. Don't let these people fool you, man. Freemen, that's right. That's what the French mean. Franc, the real one. The free, the noble ones. Freemen. You see, what you see she owed, what she got on, you see what she got on? This is an indentured servant. These are the people that was oppressing over there. You see the little hat? This is the indentured servant hat on her head. Look what she got on. She owed the spear. This is an indigenous spear that she owed. You ain't ready for this knowledge, man. Let me show you what you're looking at. This is a whitey woman. Let me show you her again. All I do is bring knowledge to you. Let me show you what you're looking at. This is what you're looking at. This is why they create the Statue of Liberty, because they find liberty here. After the revolution, we gave them freedom. They find liberty here. This is what you was looking at. Now ask yourself this. So you mean to tell me that a bunch of pale people, a bunch of whitey people in charge, right? They're ruling everything. You were a slave and they're going to put themselves as the slave? Then that should make sense. So therefore, I'm telling the whole world that I was ruling everything, but when it comes to artifacts and money, I put my woman as a servant? Why not put my woman as the queen? It's not that hard. The truth is right there for you to see it. Let me show you. You see the one you're looking at? Let me show you another artifacts in Haiti. Let me show you what you're looking at again. A little bit more clarity to these artifacts. You see this woman you're looking at? This is her right there on the left. These were the indentured servants. You see what she wear? This is symbol. You see the head scarf? This is a whitey woman right there. With the same dress code, the same head scarf. These were the indentured servant women. These were the women that was telling us exactly where to put the trap, where to go after the gun, where to ship. These women was inside of brothels. They was using them. They were the one using as concubine. That's why we honor and venerate these women, because they help us win the war against them. Okay? Look at the dress code. You see what she wear? You see what she got on her head? Let me show it to you once again. Pay attention to her clothing style and what she wear 100%. Let me show it to you one more time to have more clarity. This is what you're looking at. Okay? This is what you're looking at. Okay? We help them find freedom here. That's why she got what? An indigenous spear. Because she was the one telling the indigenous army, telling us where to go put the trap, telling us where those shipment was. Because these women, the British Crown bring them here. The British Crown bring these women here. They were the indentured servants. The spear means what we call freedom. It represents the indigenous army. Let me show you once again. You see what she owed? This is what she got. This always been the symbology to our indigenous ancestors. The spear. That's why they give it to you in Wakanda. Showing you the so-called women in Wakanda got their spear on because they trying to mimic Wakanda is Tataria. Okay? Oh my God, you ain't ready for this knowledge, man. This knowledge is for a goddamn trillion, man. It is for $1 trillion, man. This is why they gotta hide exactly everything about your existence. They got to hide it, bro. Because history is a complete lie. Absolutely complete lie. This is who was coming here. This is who we was fighting against. Okay?
Let me say this, brother. You want to use a constitution before 1933. Maybe you don't know that, but you're supposed to be using a constitution before 1933. Now, if they only got one constitution, that's the only one you can use. But that should help. So, yo, Sean, you saying that, yeah, it said 1889 is the one you should be looking at. 1889.
Right, that's the one that I'm looking at right now. More like, it's really kind of cut and dry so far. Right to petition of the people peaceably, freedom of speech, mode of administering, invasion of affairs, no person shall be disturbed in his private affairs or his home invaded without authority of law. That would be the closest one.
All right, that's the one that you want to state, and you add that one with the federal one, a warrant and all that. They got to have authority. Authority is a warrant.
Yeah, and that's Section 7.
And it's Section 7, brother. See, you sent us on a fucking work project.
Everything good? Okay. So like I said, these people, they were here. Okay? They come with the crown. The crown used them as a soldier, military, mercenary groups. They were here. So they bring their own people with them. They bring their own slaves with them. So of course, A lot of our people do have a couple of these folks' genetics around because they intermingle with the population that they conquer at their time. So there was a lot of our women end up being taken by these people and have babies with them. So remember, they know what they are saying. When they talk about, oh, some of us were slaves, they bring slavery. No, they don't talk about the truth. They talk about a little small margin, a little small groups that come with their own people. That's what they try to make as the whole history about who we really are. We were never that. But we do have some of us, and it's very minimal, from these traders. And this is why in our community, you find a lot of these folks that talking slick against one another. Those that's calling people in the Caribbean like enemy, those that disrespect people in the Caribbean, people in South America, people from anywhere in the America as some sort of a problem, these are the offspring of these traders. Let me say it again. These people like your Tariq Nasheed, all the other wannabes, these are the offspring of these invaders. Okay, that's the offspring of these invaders. Now let me explain. There's a troll out here. He said, bro, you from the Caribbean? What is the Caribbean? Now the question is this, what the hell is the Caribbean? Matter of fact, the name Caribbean means the Caribs. This is a description by foreigners. They try to describe the indigenous people. So when you say Caribbean, you're describing indigenous people. Matter of fact, they still call it the West Indians. So again, you are describing indigenous people. So what do you refer to? You sound ignorant, but it's not your fault. You come from these people. These people is not from here. So you carry the ignorant blood. You carry the ignorant blood. You don't know. You're not educated. You're a puppet. So what is the Caribbean? Huh? That's indigenous territory. Now, since you in this subject, let me school you even more. I told you, we know who y'all are. Y'all the offspring of the invaders. That's why the hate and you find ways to cause rift. We get it. Because I can identify my people everywhere. I carry the legacy of my people everywhere. Because my people, once I'm around my people, I know. Because I can see my ancestors in you. I can see the invaders in you. Up to show you your master.
Nigga, can I get my
you see the master of your ancestors? Because you FBA call yourself shadow slaves, okay? Your master then is still your master now. So we ain't the same. We will never be the same. Now let me show you why you call it the Caribbean. Let me show you something right quick. Okay? Because you call it Caribbean today because of the education they gave you. Because you don't know nothing. You're not from here. You don't have any recollection of knowledge from your DNA to know the truth. So whatever they feed you, you're gonna perpetrate that ignorance to the next person. But unfortunately for you, you encounter with one of the ancestors' return. Okay? So let me school you right quick. I ain't gonna block you. I can do that. You yearn for education. So let me educate you, man. Let me educate you right quick. Since you're on this so-called, okay, so-called Caribbean, you don't know anything. It's not your fault. Let me show you something right quick. It's funny because I done show you everything you need to know. You just acting like you don't see nothing, but it's all right though. It's all right. There's a level to my education, you know? It's endless. It's an endless water of consciousness. Okay? It's endless water, baby. I'm gonna fill you in. Let me fill you in. You see this? Look at this map. You see this? The people that you call Caribbean, they all from here. They all from the mainland. They're all from America. If you want to call it America, it was no such thing as America. They all from the mainland. They all from Tamariland. What you're looking at here is the invasion. When the invasion happened, all of our ancestors was fleeing to the Caribbean because the Caribbean, this is what the elite family do. The elites, they're still doing it today. All the super elite people, what they do, when they want to run away, where they go? They go to the Caribbean. They buy islands. They all move to the islands away from the industrial complex. Till today, the rich still do the same thing. That's what happens in the past. What you call the Caribbeans of today, this was an area for the elite family to flee because of the invasion that happens. All of our ancestors has come from here. Look at the boating route. All of them was coming from where? New York. They were coming from Baltimore. They were coming from Charleston. They were coming from all of these areas. Where Louisiana? Where are they going? To the Caribbean. And look at where the majority of them was heading. They were heading to what you call today Haiti. Because Haiti was a military fortress. Okay? Haiti was a military fortress. That's why they have the majority of the forts. Shout out to you, twin. The majority of the military forts, nowhere in the Caribbean have the majority of the military forts in Haiti. Okay? That's why they went there, because they were protecting the elite bloodline. They were protecting the elite family. That's why they called that capital Port-au-Prince. Port-au-Prince. That means the port of the royal bloodline. All the children that if their parent got unalive, then if you protect those children can inherit the throne. So they're bringing the elite family members to hide in captivity because they were invaded. This is how we end up in the Caribbean, my brother. You don't know that because you're not from here. Ask yourself, when was Jamaica become Jamaica? Huh? When was Jamaica become Jamaica? When was the freaking flag of Jamaica? When was all the flag of the Caribbean was created? That time it was no such thing as Caribbean. That time it was no such thing as nation in the Caribbean. Jamaica was created, the flag was created in 1915 and up. After the empire fall, that's when all the new flag was created, because these flag was created to divide the nation of the empire away from the imperium. And it become what we call immigration system. Immigration is what we call selective immigration. They block the children from coming back home. This is how people like me, you can call us Haitian. This is why brothers and sisters in Jamaica, you can call them Jamaican. This is why brothers in Puerto Rico, you can call Puerto Rico. This is all after the empire fall. None of this was like that before. It was no flag at that ancient time. It was no nationality like that at the ancient time, because we were all under the empire. You just don't know that. You were ignorant. Now, you don't believe me, let me show you even more. You see all of these regions? You see all of these regions that the people was fleeing to go to Haiti and different places? Let me show you how these places were named. Let me show you the name of these regions that all of these people was fleeing from. Let me show it to you. Let me educate you. I'm the kryptonite, okay? I'm gonna get all of y'all suckers out of here. Y'all gonna prey on people that don't know. This is a new day, baby. It's a new day. The ancestors got my back, and I'm expose every single one of y'all. What do you see? All of the area that you saw the people was running, they still name IT till today. I don't make this shit up. You can go out there and Google it yourself. Those territories still named after the empire. And all of these territory is the same territory you call Tataria. All the World's Fair. I don't make this shit up. So when you talk about, oh, Haitian now. Haitian is not Haitian. Haitian is American. They are indigenous people into the America. Matter of fact, what you call America belongs to them too. Not your ass. They're not away from home. They are at home. Your master told you they're not from here. Your master told you to discriminate against them because your master know exactly who they are. They are home. When you discriminate against Jamaican, they are home. When you discriminate against Trinidadian, they are home. When you discriminate against everyone in the Caribbean, they're all home. These are the descendant in the generation removed from the children of those that flee from war in the ancient time. You just don't know. So you think the so-called mayor of Chicago, oh, the Chicago founder. No, he was not a founder. There's a difference between founder and originator. He was an originator. He was not a founder of Chicago. Oh, the founder of Chicago was Haitian. What? So how coincidental is that? That everything that got to do with the United States, somehow Haiti's involved? Is by coincidence, or they trying to downgrade the truth, or they trying to downgrade the severity of what the hell's been going on in America? Huh? How is that? Everywhere you go in these buildings, you saw the so-called empire sigils, then the so-called founder is Haitian, then the so-called Abraham Lincoln best friend, he's Haitian. What the hell is going on here? Make it make sense. They are buried the legacy of the empire. That's the point. Okay? So, I don't want to hear none of y'all little suckers out there. Y'all little traitors out here. We know exactly who y'all are. Okay? We know exactly who y'all are. Y'all cowards. Y'all children of the invaders. Okay? We know exactly who you are. You ain't got nothing to do with the legacy of this nation. Okay? Absolutely nothing. I just don't talk. I bring the facts. So now all you got to do right now is go find your truth now and your facts, because your facts is exposed and your facts are wrong. All of them are wrong. Think you're gonna intimidate me? Nah, bruh. You cannot intimidate me or any other brothers and sisters for that sort, because we got evidence and artifacts and proof. I would like Tariq to challenge me. I would like Tariq to challenge me. Never. He will never, ever dare to do so. No one gonna take that chance. Okay? Absolutely no one. Nobody can be in my presence to debate this nonsense they pushing. None of them. So before you talking slick, you wanna call what we call prisoners of war off today? Because that's what to me Haitians are. You wanna talk slick about them? Their ancestors was already here fighting for their own territory. You were not even here. Your slave self was not even here at that time. They were already here fighting for their land. State was so-called your term. Founder was one of them. They always been home. All of us in the Caribbean, we are home. All of us is from here. This is why our diet is the freaking same. We can eat each other's food just fine. No one in the Caribbeans, no one in South America can give me a food or have a food that I cannot eat. We all can eat the same thing. But I can't go other place though. Shit is not gonna sit right with my belly though. Shit is not gonna sit right with me though. Why is that? We carry the same soul, my brother. It is what it is. Okay, so, man, I'm going to open the line. Yesterday I left early, so I'm going to open the line. So if anyone that have something to say, it'll be your time to do so. Okay? It'll be the time to do so. Now, for all of y'all talking slick, these are your ancestors. Okay? These are your ancestors. That's who they are. When you see people talking slick, that's where you come from. Every time, see the unalive each other, the hate that you saw, that's your roots. These are the Turks. When you talk about Turks, that's how they look. These were African Arab that came here. So we're going to identify all of you haters, all of you that's pointing fingers at people that you have no business over. We know who y'all are. Let me show all of y'all, the little infiltrators. There you go. You see that? When they talk about the Ottomans, these are the offspring of the Ottomans. These are Turks. When you heard about Turks, don't see the people you saw today, a lot of pale-skinned Arab as so-called the Turks or no. These are new generation, new biracial, new incubators people. But the original ones look like this. Okay? They look like this. So again, a lot of them look like us, but they don't carry the same soul. They do not carry the same soul. So not all skin folks is kin folks out here. That's the real facts of the southern hospitality of talk right there. Because these folks was in the southern part of America. Okay? These people was in the southern part of America, to be exact, North Carolina. Okay? This was a flag of North Carolina at one point. You see that? Yeah. I'm exposing the black hand. That's right, gorgeous. That is the black hand. Yeah. That's who's behind, because let me show you how they celebrate with each other. How their fraternity, the little fraternity they have themselves, you know? Today they're going to use a Creole indigenous name called Boule, which is an indigenous name from the empire, the elite class of the empire before they infiltrated. Boule is Creole. Boule is not French. French means brûlé. Boule is straight up Creole because that was the imperium, the mine, the elite bloodline that was running before the fall. After the fall now, they bring outsiders, they bring traitors, and then they become the operation against us using a bunch of different infiltrators to manipulate our progress. Again, there's them of today. See how they look? How many of these descendant of these people that's in high place in our so-called communities? When you see our communities don't have progress, where you saw we don't invest with each other, when you see every single time somebody trying to do something right, for some reason one of us quick to run out and start rotting each other, start to tell the opposite side what we trying to do to destroy our progress. This is all of it. A lot of us, some of us among each other, we don't carry the pure blood of our indigenous ancestors. We have the enemy bloodline somewhere. But they teach you to think, oh, he have this skin. Oh, that's the same. No, we not. That's a lot of pale-skinned people walking around. They are our true brothers before a lot of people that you going to caught up thinking that he got the same skin as you. That's your brother. You be failing. Wrong. It's the vibration, bro. It's the vibration. Hey, gorgeous, what up? Marina, what up, baby? What's good? It's facts. Okay? It's facts. Not making this shit up. Look at the map. You see the color of the map? These were the territory that got invaded. Did I show you the map before when all the people was fleeing the states? This was the map. You see all the red area? That was the reason our people was fleeing those states. That was the invasion. So all of these red area, that was the area that all our people was fleeing going to the Caribbean. You just don't know. You just don't know. Anyway, I think I'm going to land with this one. I'm going to take a couple questions. I'm going to leave it at that. Let me show you Moors out here. When y'all celebrate, when y'all just join the fraternity, okay? When y'all join fraternity and feeling so good about yourselves and y'all willing to do the bidding of the enemy, y'all all come together and wear this in common. And that's some shit. Okay? Let me show you how y'all celebrate each other. This is how you obtain your degree when you join the fraternity. You wear one of this just like them because you are a part of their sorority system dealing with these invaders, secret order. Yeah, this is the Ottoman. This is all Ottoman secret society. You want to call it the Shriners, if you want to call it. We are not the same. We are not Moors. We don't wear this shit. The enemies wear this. We wear feathers. Okay? Not the same. Of course they run the corporation. Because we were asleep. We don't know who we are. And we playing the long game. We are timeless. We inherit this world. We're going to inherit this world. It teaches you to see the now. It teaches you to think about your condition of right now. But if you possess a soul, if you got the mark, guess what? You playing the long game. It's called a time game. I don't care. Am I right? Well, I'm going to come back again. If it's going to take 1,000 years, so what? I'm timeless. 1,000 years for them, but they don't even have that window. Those clones only have what? 50 years max? So therefore, I will still be alive when they will not exist anymore. It's over. The time game, it's over. I gave those clones 50 years. And it's over. So, I'm timeless. I will come back again if I chose to a different body. So the next body, the majority of the next body gonna be melanated because you're gonna need melanin to survive what's coming. Without heavy carbon, you cannot exist in the future. Now let's talk. Let's change the chapter in this condition because I almost forgot. That's why I came here for. I almost forgot. Now, folks. Woo! Now, listen, man. You just gotta love it. They said we only got 7 more years before the so-called comet hit the Earth. Coincidence? No. This is a so-called comet that is most likely hit us. And they said in 7 years it might. That's the talk in town. Now look at the name of the so-called comet. Why it's a Creole name? Why the name of the comet is a Creole name? And look at how they compare. They compare it to what? To the Empire State Building. Who got an empire? IET. Why they use a Creole word to describe the comet? Now the comet officially have a Creole name. Why they do that? Why they trying to compare it with the Empire State? You think it's by coincidence? Huh? Now, what the name mean? Bennu. Bennu. That mean our shower. This is a form of meteorites coming down to shower us. So this is a shower coming down. It mean our shower from the meteorites, which mean the comet. Bennu. You just have no idea, don't you? This is a shower. Oh my God, you not ready for this. Now ask yourself this. Didn't I tell you that the empire's coming back? See, this is what I've been trying to tell you once again. You really think when we said the empire coming back, you expect me, you, we gonna be in crown, society gonna be all beautiful? No! We might not be there. We might not be there in this physical body, but we will be there in soul because we carry a soul. We have ancestors on the other side. We have people that are going to guard us. We have people that are going to help us maintain our consciousness. When they told you that we all going to witness the truth, that's what they meant. They're going to guard your soul to witness what's coming to the wicked place. Now ask yourself this. You really think this is a comet coming back? You think this is a comet? Or a sun? Oh, listen here. You really don't understand. They said it's in 7 years it most likely reach out to us. And they said this is like, we talking about major earth changes. Come on, man. Now, put it this way. This is what they always prophesize. And now, what if this is what they've been saying? Nibiru. What if this was Nibiru all alone? Within their story, they call it Nibiru, right? Then I told you that we gonna have the reactivation of another sun. It's 3 suns. The black sun is reemerging. So you really think is something that's gonna come in the sky coming down? Or coming down up? Let me say it again. You really think it's something in the sky coming down? Or coming down upward? This is what they're trying to play games with you. It's rising. This is your Jesus coming back. This is your God coming back. It's the sun. The sun coming back. Okay? The sun is coming back. That is the sun coming back out of the ocean, coming up. So those changes, it's most likely gonna be nothing but what? That's what it's called. Look at the name. Bennu. Bennu mean our shower. Our shower mean water rising up is gonna wash out. Yeah. So this is the great flood. The shower of blessing. Okay? So if it does happen, I said if, because we don't know. We don't know. If it does happen, ask yourself this. Who you think will most likely survive? Who you think will most likely survive? Exactly, us. So, why you worry? Pretty much is the end of this satanic ass civilization. This is the end of the what we call misery system.
Right.
Because now is the next cycle. A lot of your ancestors, the real ancestors, they're going to assist you once again. They coming back. They will bring their equipment. They're going to assist you once again because we did that before. Go watch my goddamn documentary, y'all. Listen here, man. Go watch this documentary. Go watch this documentary, y'all. Okay? Go over there, man. Go watch my latest documentary. Everything you need to know about this subject is there for you because it's what we call history repeated itself. We are reliving another history that happens before. We are living that moment again. Go watch this documentary. Okay? It's happening. Thank you, Angel. Appreciate you. Listen, man, I'm not bragging. Nobody did what I did. I mean, not your Billy Carson that's talking all slick, not National Geographic. We did this. My shit is in the highest level you ever seen anything that talks about creation, talks about the truth they've been hiding from us. You got to go watch that. Appreciate you. Get down. Okay? Now, if you don't believe me,